Aula Básico 18, uso do Present Perfect em relação ao Present Perfect Continuous. Material 4. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Good evening, teacher.
Are you all right? Everyone okay?
Yes, I'm all right. I'm not too bad.
You're not too bad. So nowadays, I suppose that means you are very good. Okay? Okay. There's just one more student coming in. And let's start because today we are going to be talking about something which often confuses the students. Okay, let me share my screen with you so we can start the class. As soon as you can see my screen, let me know.
It's okay.
It's okay, thank you. So I'd like to start today's class by asking you a question for you to think about it. For instance, which of these sentences here is correct? Like, I have studied, or let's say, I study English online with teacher Roberto for about, let's say, 5 months. I have studied English online with teacher Roberto for about 5 months. Or I have been studying English online with teacher, let me go up, I can't see this one, with teacher Roberto for about 5 months. Are all these sentences all right? They are not all right? Which one is wrong? Which one is correct? What do you have to say?
I think that the last option is the most correct, let's say.
Okay, thank you for sharing your opinion. But the others are wrong?
No, I think it's right.
Oh, I think no.
I
think it's right too.
The 3 of them?
I think it's yes.
Yes.
Okay, in Taina's opinion, they are all correct. Do you see? They are all.
I share the same opinion.
Okay. Antonio, you have just arrived. Welcome. I want to know which of these 3 sentences is correct or is not correct. What do you think? Are they all okay? They are not okay?
What sentence? Because
There are 3 sentences here.
I didn't hear.
Oh, I study English online with teacher Robert for about 5 months. Can you see it? I have studied English online for about 5 months. I've been studying English online, blah, blah, for about 5 months. Some people said the last one is okay. Some people said they are all correct. What's your opinion? Marcia, what's your opinion? Erika, what's your opinion? Before I start the class, come on.
Okay.
All okay, thank you. Regina, how about you? Your opinion matters.
Hi. I start now in the class.
Okay.
Teacher, but I think it's correct.
All of them?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Erika?
Oh,
I know that the second one is correct because the action started on the past and it continues until the present.
Ah,
The first one, I don't know.
okay.
Appears to be wrong, the first one.
Thiago's opinion?
The first
Yeah,
one
the
is
first one appears to be wrong.
I think that the last is incorrect.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So let me talk. Let me try to show something. The first one, if I had stopped here, it would be okay.
yes.
By using the time expression for 5 months, that made the sentence incorrect. It's not possible because the verb is in the simple present. So you talk about habits. I study English online.
Yes.
But I can even say I study English online every day. I always study English online, but I study English online for 5 months. That's not possible.
Yes.
So this one was incorrect. And the problem is exactly here, because these two sentences are absolutely correct. Okay? They mean exactly the same. And that's why many people confuse the present perfect simple with the present perfect continuous. With some verbs, both are correct. So if you ever have to take any proficiency test, you will never be in a situation that you have to choose between I've studied and I've been studying for 5 months. I've worked, I've been working. I've lived, I've been living. Okay? Because they are exactly the same in some cases. All right? Understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So we can start the class and then you will see. So in our previous material, we discussed the difference between the simple past and the present perfect. I think it was clear in my opinion, okay? The present perfect is used in two different situations. The first one, we have talked about it repeatedly, and I always insist on it because the students don't use. So it's primarily used to describe completed actions that happen at some indefinite or not important time in the past. I shouldn't mention the time in this kind of sentence. Like, I've seen this movie. If you stop there, it's perfect. If you say, for example, I've seen this movie last week, that would be incorrect because you cannot mention the time. If you know the time, simply you say, I saw this movie, not I've seen. I've seen gives the idea that you don't remember the time, you don't want to talk about the time, or the time is not important. That's it, all right? So I've been here before, she hasn't finished her homework yet. That's okay. This is just to review very fast. It's also used, like Erika said, to talk about actions that started in the past and are still going on in the present. In this case, we usually introduce the duration of the actions using since plus the point in the time, since March, since 1978, since blah, blah, blah. Or we use for plus the duration of time. Like I've studied English for 3 months. I've studied English since March. And just to finish this, it's also used to describe repeated actions. I've seen this movie 3 times. I've been to New York many times. Okay? So I guess the problem is not here. The problem is exactly in the next one. If you want to ask questions, the auxiliary verb is have. If you want to make negative, you say I haven't. He, she hasn't. And if you want to ask questions, just invert the position. Any question about these or no?
No.
Okay, the problem is here. Erika, can you read the definition of the present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous for me?
Yes. When to use. Usually used to express temporary situations that started in the past and are still going on. When used, you cannot discover if the action has been completed or not. You are interested in the duration of the action and not the result of it. You should also use for or since.
Okay, so if you compare this definition, right, with this definition here, let me copy here so you can see both of them. What is the only difference that exists? Between 1.2 and 2.1. Or
You cannot
is it?
discover if the action has been completed or not.
Yes, and the most important is this, but the rest is exactly the same. Usually use it to express temporary situations, but the rest is exactly the same. Here, I cannot discover when I say, I have studied English for 3 months. It's not possible for me to discover if I have finished or not. It's the same case, all right? So basically, as you can see, the only difference is this word here, temporary. So what is temporary? Something that is not permanent, not definite. Now, who knows if something you are doing is temporary or permanent? Only you. Understand? So if you say, for example, I have been going out with a girl, or I would change, a guy for 3 months. Or I have gone out with a girl or a guy for 3 months. You see, both sentences are exactly the same. Both are correct. The only difference is when you say, I've been going out, is that you don't think he is the prince, the guy of your dreams, maybe the last one in your life, or the girl of your dreams. Understand? You consider this a temporary situation. When you say, I've gone out with a girl, you consider this a more permanent situation. Maybe she is the girl, maybe she is the one. But only you know the difference, not the other people. Understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So if only you know the difference, what happens? The other people are going to understand and c'est fini. That's it. So can you read the examples, Tainá, please?
Yes.
I've been
Studying for 3 hours. In negative, they haven't been studying since 9 o'clock.
What about the second example, Tainá? She's been writing letters.
Sorry. She's been writing letters all morning.
Okay. You see, in both cases, you're talking about an action which started like 3 hours ago and continues until now. I know that I've been studying, but you, when you are listening, you don't know if I have finished the studying or not. You only know that in the past 3 hours, I've been studying. She's been writing letters all morning. You understand, but you don't know if she has finished or how many letters she has written. You just know that she's been writing letters, emails, whatever. Understand this?
Yes.
What is the difference in terms of formation in relation to the present perfect. Present perfect was always have plus the main verb in the past participle.
Participle.
And in the third person, he, she, it was the same has plus the main verb in the past participle. Okay, that is the present perfect.
Yes.
The present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous has a little difference. You see, I use have or has plus been, but I use another verb after being in the ing. I've been working, I've been studying, it's been raining, okay? So I've been working, I've been studying, they haven't been studying since 9 o'clock. If you want to make a negative, the auxiliary verb is the same, okay? If you want to ask a question, have you been working hard? Have you been studying hard? It's the same. So what is the only problem that we have with the present perfect continuous? Do you guys remember when we talked about the present continuous, only present continuous? Remember this or no? There was a list of verbs that are never used in the ing. Understand, believe, need, want, love, hate, like, realize, prefer, belong, see, hear, know, suppose, mean, remember, forget, seem, have when it means possess, think when it means believe or have an opinion. In this case, it is not possible to use any of these verbs in the present perfect continuous. Understand? So it would not be possible to say something like, I have been loving my wife for a long time. No, even if I want to be romantic, I would be an ignorant romantic because it doesn't exist loving. You see? Okay?
Okay.
These verbs are not possible. So if you want to use them, any of these verbs, the only chance, the only possibility is to use the present perfect to talk about an action which started in the past and continues. So here you have two examples. Regina, can you read them for me, please?
Teacher, where please?
Here, right below the yellow part. Yes, the green part.
She's been married for a long time. Not possible. She's been married.
Yeah, you see.
Married.
Yeah, it's kind of been, okay? She's been
married.
Even the sound is not good.
Okay. Yes. I've loved you for a long time. Not possible. I have been loving you for a long time.
Understand?
Yes.
So here, the only restriction that you have then is certain verbs, yes, are not using the ing. The other verbs are okay, no problem at all. Okay? Only these verbs cannot be used in the present perfect continuous. So let's see here more differences or similarities. Marcia, can you read this part for me? We use both of these.
Okay, we use both of these tenses for finished and unfinished actions. The present perfect simple can be used often with since and
for.
To talk about unfinished actions that start in the past and are still true in the present. It's often used with verbs to express a state or condition rather than or activity or event. I've known John for 3 years.
Okay, you see, the verb to know was in the list of verbs that are not used in the present perfect continuous. So if you want to say that you know a person for some time, you can only use the present perfect simple. I've known John for a long time. I've known John for 3 years. I've known Maria for a long time. Okay? Dirce, can you read the other one? The present perfect continuous.
Present perfect continuous can also be used often with since and for to talk about unfinished action that started in the past and are still true in the present. Of course, we don't use the present perfect continuous with stative verbs.
Yeah, stative verbs are the verbs that I showed you above. Know, love, believe, okay? So what is the example of this?
He's been living here for 3 years.
Okay.
Sometimes, sorry.
No, that's fine. You see, she's been living here for 3 years. Living is okay, it's not in the list, all right? Understand this?
Yeah.
Tiago, can you read the next part for me, please?
Okay. Sometimes there's really no difference in meaning between the two tenses. This is especially the case with verbs such as live, work, and study. They've lived in London since 2004. They've been living in London since 2004. I've studied French for 10 years. I've been studying French for 10 years. He's worked at the company since 2009. He's been working at our company since 2009.
Okay. You see, that's why at the beginning, both examples were perfectly okay. All right? Understand this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any question? Tainá, Érica, Regina, Dirce, Márcia?
No.
No? Tiago, understand now?
Yes. Understand.
Antonio, okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's go to the second part. Sometimes there is a difference in meaning. Sometimes. Okay, Tainá, can you read the number 1 for me, please?
The present perfect continuous can be used to emphasize
Emphasize.
the length of time that has passed. The present perfect simple is generally neutral.
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 Okay.
Okay.
Read examples, please.
They've been waiting for hours. This emphasizes the length of time. They've waited for hours. This doesn't emphasize the length of time.
Okay. Observe that it's a little difference, not an important difference. The idea here is, just a moment, there is a question in the chat. Okay. Observe that the difference is, imagine that you have a date, your date has scheduled to meet you at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, you are there at the combined place, and he or she doesn't arrive, and you wait and wait and wait and wait. After 2 hours, he or she arrives, and then you are already bored. Then you say, hey, what's your problem? I've been waiting here for 2 hours. You see, you are trying to tell him in a very emphatic way that 2 hours is a long time. Okay? On the other hand, if he says, I'm sorry, I'm a little late, no problem. I have just waited for 2 hours. Okay? In this case, it's neutral. There is no emphasis. Understand this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. Let me know when you understand, because if you don't say anything, I would just go on. Okay. Thiago, can you read, maybe, Antonio, can you read number 2?
Yes. On the other hand, the present perfect simple is often used when we are talking about how much, and or how many. This isn't possible with the present perfect continuous.
Okay.
She's drunk their
Three
three,
cups.
3 cups of coffee this morning. She's drunk at the last liter
At
of
least
least
a liter.
at least of coffee
A
today.
liter.
No. Yes.
A liter of coffee today.
Today. Not. She's been drink 3 cups of coffee this morning.
You see, it's not possible. It's incorrect to use the present perfect continuous to talk about how many or how much. Like, she has been writing 20 letters. No, it's wrong. Oh, she has been writing 20, let's say, emails today. That sentence is incorrect, because since I'm saying 20 emails, it's the result of the action. So it's only possible to say she has written 20 emails today. All right?
All right.
Are you following this? Okay?
Yes.
So every time you have the result of the action, how many or how much something has been done, produced, or made, you can use the present perfect simple, not the continuous. Now we are back to Thiago. Can you read this part, Thiago? The present perfect continuous.
Okay. The present perfect continuous often focus on the action itself, while the present perfect simple focus on the fact that the action is completed. I've been reading the book you recommended. I'm enjoying it, but I've not finished. I've read the book you recommended. I finished it, so we can talk about.
This is an important difference. If you observe the first case and the second case, here I'm telling you that I've been reading the book. It means I'm still in the middle of it. I have not finished. On the other hand, if I use the present perfect simple, I've read the book, it means I started and finished. Completed action. Okay? Can you see the difference or no?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Regina, can you read the next part for me, please?
We use yet and already with the present perfect simple. Have you read the book yet? She's finished your
work
already.
Work
already.
Okay. Understand this? Usually, I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you use yet and already, it's recommended to use the present perfect simple, not the continuous. Okay, like Have you been finishing reading the book yet? It's kind of strange. Okay?
Okay.
Have you already been finished reading the book? It's strange. So have you already finished reading the book? Okay, let's go back to Marcia. Can you read this part now? This difference.
Yes, this difference is often used to talk about different kinds of results in the present. The present perfect simple is used when the action is finished and the result comes from the action being finished. I've eaten dinner, so let's go out.
You see, let's just a moment. Let's just understand this. I've eaten dinner. That means I've started and I've finished. So we can go out now. Understand? That's the result of the action. What's the second example?
She's done all her homework, so she can relax this evening.
Perfect. You see? She's finished. She's done. So she can relax. All right?
All right.
The other one.
I've made a cake. Would you like some?
Yes, please. Especially if it's chocolate. Okay? You see, I've made a cake. That means the cake is ready. We can eat. Understand?
Yes.
Excellent. Dirce, can you read this other part, please?
Present perfect continuous is used when the result comes from the action itself. It doesn't matter if the whole action is finished or not. The result is often something we can see, hear, smell, or feel. I've been eating dinner, so there are plates all over the table.
You see, I have not finished yet. Okay?
She's been doing her homework, so she's tired.
That's the consequence of doing the homework, okay?
I've been making a cake. That's why the kitchen is such a mess.
Such a mess.
Such a mess.
Yes, you see, the cake is not ready yet. In the other case was I've made a cake. So that means I finished. Maybe I have even cleaned the kitchen. But in this case, no. I've been making a cake. That's why the kitchen is such a mess. Forgive me, excuse me for that, okay? And Erika, can you read the last one? I don't know if it's the last, but the last in this page.
Finally, the present perfect continuous can be used to emphasize that something is temporary. She's been running a lot recently. She doesn't usually recently. She doesn't usually do this. Usually I study at home, but I've been studying in the library for the last week.
Yeah, you see, use it to emphasize that something is temporary. Usually, I study at home. That's what I usually do. But I've been studying in the library. Usually, many people work in their offices, but they have been working at home due to the pandemic. Understand? So if I'm talking about, for example, it has rained a lot today, or it has been raining a lot today. Which one do you think is better, more appropriate? The first or the second?
The second.
The second.
The second.
Yes. Yes. Why? Because it's not going to be the end. Yes. And it's not going to be the end of the world again. We don't have to call Noah and ask him if there is still a place in his ark for us to survive. Understand? Yes. All right. Even if it's raining a lot, it's going to stop. Okay, so we say, oh, it's been raining a lot today or recently, but this is not normal. This is not common. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Very good. Any question about these or no?
No.
No.
Okay. So, as usual,
I
yes, Regina.
no, I must study more
Yeah. Oh,
because I need to remember all the rules.
yes. So, my suggestion is to make a summary, like
Exercise.
simple present.
Okay.
Use this. Simple past, present
Yes.
continuous, past continuous. Okay.
Tá. Okay.
Here you have, of course, some exercises that I'd like to ask you to do at home. I can even give you the correction tomorrow, or you can send it to me by email, you know, that I correct and I send you back. But please, Marcia, I don't know how. Today I would zoom. And it was very difficult for me, very difficult. I'm still trying because Marcia did all the homework. I saw that she studied. I realized that. But she took a photograph and sent the photograph to me. Oh, I wish I were 20 years old. I wish I had perfect eyes, okay? Because I would open, out of focus, okay? But I'm trying.
Sorry.
Maybe I'll go out tomorrow. You know what I will do? I will print all the.
Oh no, teacher.
No, it's impossible because when you zoom, it gets out of focus. Understand?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's very small. I can't see very
Yes,
well.
I wrote with pencil.
Yeah. Hey, you see? You made my life very hard. So these exercises, try to do in the computer, okay? So it's
Okay.
easier. Okay. Yesterday, we talked about problems sleeping, right? Remember?
Yes.
Insomnia, okay? The restless leg syndrome, okay? Also apnea and all the working shifts, the night shifts, okay? Today we are going to change topic a little bit. We are going to talk about a good night, not a bad night, okay? So what I want you to do, everyone here in this class, except for Tiago and Antonio, that I don't know, I think you were not here yesterday, everyone said, I sleep very well. I sleep like an angel, teacher, okay? So I tried to find an appropriate picture of a little girl sleeping like an angel to illustrate, because this lesson is about a good night. So what I want you to do, the first time I'm going to play, I want you just listen, okay? Don't look and try to understand what this passage is about, as we usually do, all right?
All right.
So even if you have printed the material, try not to look, just listen, okay? So that you can try to understand. This is to improve your listening skills, okay? Good night. I need only 1 second, please, to upload it. That's it. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Now we can go here. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, share computer audio. All right. Oh, teacher, no this. I clicked at the wrong. You see, it's difficult for me to see. The things are small. I have to select. Imagine Marcia's homework. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think when I have insomnia, I will try to correct. Okay? So listen and try to understand, please.
Good Night by Readworks. It happens every night. Bedtime. But what if you're not sleepy? Should you still go to bed if you are just going to lie there with your eyes wide open? It's a problem that has been around as long as there have been people trying to sleep. For many, thinking about sleeping only keeps them awake. You might be excited by everything you did that day. You might be excited for what you know you're going to do the day after. Maybe you can't sleep because you don't like sleeping all alone in your room. Maybe you have a nightmare that keeps coming back every time you close your eyes. All of these feelings are normal. One thing that can help is talking to a parent about what you're thinking about. If you're nervous about taking a test or upset about being teased at school, it can really help to tell somebody. Knowing that somebody has heard you can help your thoughts rest so that you can too. There's not just one reason why kids can't fall asleep, though. There are also different solutions. If there's anything near you that makes you feel uncomfortable at night, be sure to ask your parents if they can help you solve the problem. For example, if a picture looks strange in the dark or a leaky faucet's drops are noisy, maybe your parents can help move the picture or fix the leaky faucet. It may not even make sense why something bothers you, but if it's keeping you from sleeping, it should be changed. Another idea could be getting ready for bed earlier than usual. Try to take more time to wind down by taking a warm bath or listening to a bedtime story at least 30 minutes before you want to go to sleep. It also helps to keep your bedtime routine and time the same every night. By keeping it the same, your body will get the message that it's almost time to sleep. Your body will know to start feeling tired. If you don't want to wake up anyone but are still having trouble falling asleep, you can try to close your eyes and notice your breath. Are you breathing deep breaths, or are they short and shallow? If you are breathing short breaths, stay focused on your breath and remind yourself that you can control how you breathe. Concentrate on taking deep breaths. It's important not to give up just because one solution didn't work and you're still awake. There are many different solutions you can try. It may be difficult for you to sleep some nights, but you likely also have some restful and good nights.
How was it? Easy, difficult, so-so? Hello, everyone. Finished?
Also,
It was easy, in my opinion. More clear.
Okay.
I agree with Thiago.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Who said very fast? Difficult, Marcia?
No.
No? Who said difficult?
Yeah, I am.
This or Marcia?
No, Marcia. Marcia,
Why did you think it was difficult?
because I need to read and this.
Nah, but then it's easy. Okay, then it's easy. I want you to be able to understand the idea without reading. Understand? Just the idea.
Okay.
What would, for instance, what would be the difference between this passage and the last passage? Can anyone tell me? Or can anyone tell Marcia?
I studied it twice, but
This passage?
yes.
Okay. the last passage, they were more focused on what? What was the focus of the last passage? Hello, everyone.
Problems
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. They were focused in the difficulty to sleep.
Yes.
Here, they were talking about how to have a good night, how to sleep well, how to forget about the problems. Okay? So, like they said here, if when you turn off the light, there is a picture that looks very strange in the dark. And you keep looking at the picture like, oh my God, take the picture away. Or if there is a, let's say, you sleep in a ensuite, there is a bathroom inside of your room. Imagine there is a leaking faucet or tap. This breaks your concentration. Understand? So just ask somebody to fix it. So the first idea is remove everything that can, let's say, keep you awake. All right? And this person here gave a good recommendation. Take a warm bath. Understand? Prepare yourself to sleep. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. Tomorrow we will listen to this and then we will read and then we can discuss any word or expression that you're not familiar with. All right? Thank you very much for watching my class. I see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Have a great evening, you all. Okay?
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Yep. See ya.
Goodbye.